He's awesome. He's a coach's coach. Been around forever. You know, he's fun to come to work with every day. You know, the guy's been a head coach in this. You know, I've surrounded myself with winners. You know, if you're going to be successful, if there's one thing I've learned, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're going to be successful, you got to surround yourself with good people. And I have surrounded myself with men that have been incredibly successful in their profession, in their career path. If you just circle them around, you know, I've got a group of winners. And when you have that type of thing in place, it's going to be hard not to be successful. And we've got excellent chemistry, but Coach Caldwell's a big part of that. His personality's a great fit. In fact, you know, one of the first things he told me, I mean, literally, here's a guy that, you know, humble, and in fact, he told me, he said, Coach, I'm the happiest guy there. He said, most people are sad when they get fired. I'm the happiest fired coach in the world. He said, I get to come to Clemson. And he said, and I'm having fun. He said, here's what I want you to know. He goes, I don't have a job description. I know you want me to coach that offensive line, and I'm going to do that. He said, but I don't have a job description. If you need me to strike the fields or fill up the water buckets, I'll do it. You just tell me what you need done, I'll do it. That's the kind of guy he is. And, you know, he just got a warm spirit to him, and the players love him. And that's important. I can't be in every meeting room. You know, there's just no way. You know, so the staff has got to be the message. You know, they got to be the messengers, and they got to be the branches and that come out of the tree. And he's just, to know that you got guys like Robbie Caldwell, you know, in those meeting rooms and with you on game day is a real comfort. And to still have Brad here has been great. It's been really good. What a job he's done with our recruiting already. He's done a tremendous job with the process and the guys, the missions, and all that stuff. It's been a good situation.
Well, going back to the house, was that your situation where you saw a for sale sign next door and had that kind of aha moment, or how did that?
What's that now? The what?
Coach Morris's house.
No,
did you see a for sale sign next door, or how did it work?
No, I had no idea. He told me. He said, "Hey, I'm moving in next door to you." I said, "Dang, that's great." And, you know, I think part of it was when I called him and we started talking, and he said he definitely was interested and wanted to come out. And I said, well, here's the deal. You know, I'm not interested in just having an interview with you. If you're going to come, you know, you're going to have to bring your wife and your kids. And that was kind of a requirement. And I did the same thing with another guy that I brought in, because I wasn't interested in, you know, making a decision until I could look in the eyes of his family, because obviously this was a big decision. And we just hit it off instantly. We got a lot in common. Think the same way, believe in the same things, and his kids and my kids just hit it off. You know, I think that when they were looking for a place, you know, trying to get moved quick and get situated, because they didn't want to leave them back in Tulsa, and they were just renting a place, so they were able to get out of there pretty quick. There were some houses for sale in our neighborhood, and you know, there's not a lot of options to rent in Clemson. You know, when you got two dogs, one's named Bama and another one name's Coach. How about that? That's his two labs. But you know, so he was looking for a house, and Paula, his wife, was working with a realtor, and they just liked that house, and they contacted the owners to say, hey, can we at least rent it? And they said, yeah, come on. And so I had no idea that they till they decided to do it. That's where we moved. It was awesome. I mean, I loved it, and it's been great. I mean, we have a great time. Like I said, his kids and my kids, and Jeff Davis's kids, they are constantly in that circle, constantly. And many nights, you know, we're right there with them. And so it's been great. It's been great.
How much of a rarity is it to have this many freshmen and redshirt freshmen? A lot of whom you'll be dependent on.
You know, I don't know. I guess that's something that probably goes in cycles at different places and stuff. But in our case, you know, it's kind of been a deliberate thing since we got the job, and we made a decision that January of '09. Listen, we're gonna push scholarships forward, and we were kind of planning for this day. You know, even though we knew that it was going to maybe hurt us on the front end, you know, we felt like it would pay off and give us the opportunity to go and really recruit the kind of guys we wanted to have in the program. And it has paid off, but that small group, we redshirted 8 of the 11. Then we redshirted 15 of, I guess, 19 that we brought in last year. And, you know, so we're going to, you know, we're going to have some guys out of this class. And if you got 10, 12, 13 guys that play as true freshmen, it's 27, 30 guys that are peppering your 2 deep on your special teams. And, you know, if you're playing 60 guys a game, that's a lot of guys, so it's probably not the norm to have that many guys that are going to contribute. I wouldn't say that there's many teams that have 27 to 30 freshmen playing, but we're going to have probably that many, and a bunch of them are going to be significant contributors probably before the year's out. So, but you know, it's exciting. With youth comes excitement, and there'll be some mistakes and all that. And hopefully, our veteran guys can lead the way. You know, like I said, I don't think there's anybody that we have to say, all right, he's got to be the guy. I mean, you know, he's going to have to carry the load. It has to feel like he's got to come in day one. I don't think we got anybody that's got to do that, and that's a good thing because I think our first groups are good. Now, there may be some of those guys pushed or eventually passed, depending, but day one, I don't think anybody has to come in with that type of pressure on them. And so I think that's going to be good for these guys because all of these guys, the majority of them are used to being the guy and all the eyes on them, and now all of a sudden they're going to have a guy over here and a guy over here and a guy over here, and they can kind of just go play. And so it's going to be fun, and we got to do a good job of doing what they can do. And Chad and I, we've spent a lot of time talking about that. I mean, we've got to make sure that we keep it simple enough. That's one of the main reasons I hired Chad. One of the big decision things for me with him was, you know, he's coached high school kids most of his life, and he's been incredibly successful with those guys. And so a freshman in college is an old player to him. You know, that's an old player. Whereas for me, it's a young player. And so I think he's got a real perspective on that. And then the fact that he had just gone through an installation process at Tulsa with a complete different personnel than what he's going to have here, but he was able to install it in a manner that those the veterans got it, and some of the young guys that had to fill in for him last year got it. That was a big factor in me in saying, you know what, this is the guy, and he's going to be able to really pull it together for us, especially knowing that we were going to have to depend on a lot of the young guys. So, you know, we'll rely heavily on Chad and his expertise in dealing with those guys.